Hey YouTubers, and so this is kind of something that's maybe a little bit different from my channel than like a lot of people have actually seen that I've done in the past. A lot of you are probably pretty new to my channel, so if you don't watch this, I don't blame you, but it is something I'm going to be trying to do a little bit more. I have a series on my channel called Real Numbers that I haven't done a whole lot with, but I've decided that now that I'm growing bigger, I should really start to diversify a little bit more before I'm too big and I can't really, you guys don't appreciate me not doing stuff like Dragon Ball stuff or Dragon Ball theories. I'm just going to actually take these like small little side projects as a way to kind of free flow and just kind of talk to you guys about what it is I'm talking about any moment and everything. And this time I kind of want to talk about this new story that dropped a couple weeks ago by Mathers Analytics that Variety actually dropped as an exclusive article to showcase. There's a service known as MoviePass, which is actually really kind of interesting because it's basically known as the Netflix of movie theaters, in which you have an app and they send you basically a debit card and you sign into movie theaters near you that you pick the time that you want to go see it, and they transfer money into the card so you can buy your ticket. And you can just buy your ticket, and essentially, basically, depending on where you live, it's a monthly rate of about $30 to $45. And this new study actually found that MoviePass has essentially, they've calculated that MoviePass has actually raised the attendance to movie theaters 111% in the last year. And that's from a time of July 14th to December 2015. They've noticed that there's been at least 111% growth in people going to movies. And one of the things this the study actually found is people who actually have MoviePass are in the average range of 26 years old, which is one of the pivotal markets when it comes to actually producing and creating films. They want that age range from 18 to 39 years old. And what they found is that one thing that MoviePass is actually doing is it's actually raising ticket admissions in non-peak times. We're talking not Friday or Saturday or even Sunday. Basically, when you're talking about movie attendance non-peak days, especially days like Tuesday and Wednesday are very, very unpopular for people to go to movies. We usually see a sharp drop off on those days for less exciting films or anything. Basically, that stuff raises during the summer and the winter season when kids are off of school and all that stuff, and families actually take their children and everything to go to movies. But one of the things that we're seeing now is because of MoviePass and because of this monthly kind of see one movie a day subscription service, that people are actually using this to go to the movies more. And the reason that this is actually really interesting is because the movie theater companies have been doing nothing since this company's inception. And a lot of people will tell you this is back in 2012 that they've actually really started pushing it, but that's not true. I mean, this thing has been around for a very long time. I think they went out of business once or twice. They tried to do it with those movie coupons you get when you actually buy a movie at Target or something, had those promotional codes. They tried that when they came back, and now they found this way that they can work it with the apps and the credit cards that they give you, or debit cards what they give you. And it's really been interesting to see this company grow and push this idea, especially when they've been getting nothing but flack from everyone in the industry who actually releases films. They were so worried that having this company around would make it harder for them to actually raise ticket prices or set ticket prices to the much they want. I mean, ticket prices these days are higher than they've ever been for any movie, and that's probably why a lot of people, especially people my age and your age, are actually going around and getting this monthly subscription service to MoviePass, and how it's actually not only not hurting, it's actually growing the number of people who actually go to movies. One of the things the study actually found was that in a year's time, people in the 18 to 39 range, or any average American, would spend about $120 on concession stand food. But with MoviePass, they found that people who have MoviePass actually go and pay around $400 a year, and that's one of the things that should be a huge selling point to these people who own theaters, because whether you know or not, movie theaters do not make money off of movie ticket prices, no matter how high they are, no matter how much you complain. They make money off of actually you going in and buying popcorn, drinks, hot dogs, candy, you name it, all that really expensive concession food prices. That's where they make their pure profit. And to give you an example, when I was younger, I was actually working in a Cinemark in my town. And you'd have to go and make the popcorn and everything, but you go into the back and they have all this stuff stored up, the syrups for the Cokes, the popcorn seeds and stuff, and those big ass popcorn seeds. They have these huge bags that can probably, when it's all said and done, it's all popped and everything, it can probably fill about 50 of their large containers. You go in and you pay $6.50 for a large popcorn. That would pay for the bulk bag that I was talking about. That would pay for one of those bags and more. So if one person buys, just think about that. If one person buys a large popcorn out of the 50 that bag can make, they're already in profit mode. That's just how much profit they make on those concessions. And that's why they're able to have huge multi-theater movie theaters and everything. So honestly, having people come, not having to worry about money that they're spending on the tickets at that particular moment, it kind of is an incentive for people to go, well, I can splurge on popcorn today because I have the money today and I can think about my bill later. And the thing is, that is the way I actually did this service. I had that service for 3 years. I had MoviePass for 3 years. The only reason I gave it up was because it actually, some of the times the servers and the GPS actually finding you and getting that ticket like ready for you to buy with that service is a little bit cumbersome, but it's actually a really interesting thing, and their customer service is like really awesome. They'll get you money back immediately. It might take a couple days, but if you email them that you have a problem, they'll figure it out and do it immediately. And one thing you have to calculate actually is whether you can make that work, because when I was using it, I was paying about 45 a month, and I calculated I need to go see 5 movies a month at primetime slots, not midweek or anything. I needed to go when movie ticket prices were about $9.50 to $10.50 a pop. And then I wouldn't need to, like, I honestly kept away from popcorn and everything when I went, especially by myself, because I'm not looking to waste money. Like, it is a subscription service that you need to actually think before you buy. I'm just here to say, like, these numbers are really astounding, especially in a time when a lot of people there's just so much competition to even go into movie theaters. And when you finally get up like the courage or like excitement to go, you go in and people are texting and everything. AMC recently is starting to allow people to actually text in their theaters, and places like the Alamo Drafthouse, like Tim League and everything, sending out statements going, that's just ridiculous, we will never support this and everything. But you know, like, movie theaters are changing, and the reason MoviePass is interesting is because it's going to offer a reason for the multiplexes to stay around. If you ask me, and this is a topic for another day, I know I'm rambling, guys, but if you're interested in what I'm saying, then please tell me more. I definitely want to make more of these, especially in this way, where I can just get up in front of the mic and just completely just like yap. But the thing, if you ask me, is one of the things that there was a deal a couple years ago where they were talking about bringing back the drive-in movies with Johnny Rockets. And if you don't know what Johnny Rockets is, look it up. It's basically a chain. It's a modern chain of a 70s restaurant that were like the style that in the 70s restaurant that was pretending to be a 50s restaurant and everything. I actually worked there as a kid too. Interesting stuff, pretty bad food, but an interesting concept nonetheless. And so there was deals going around about Johnny Rockets trying to revive the drive-in movie, which I think is kind of one of those things that's really exciting. If you've ever been to a drive-in movie, the double feature in the car with a girl is a really nice, good memories there. But anyway, and then there's also places like Alamo Drafthouse, these movie tavern places where you can actually go and get a nice meal and watch the movie with a little show in the beginning, basically something they've edited together or someone coming and talking or anything like that. And then you have the multiplexes, and honestly I feel like, and I felt like for years, the multiplexes are definitely on their last leg. But maybe with MoviePass, as it becomes more popular and more widely used, this is definitely a topic for another day about what I think about the future of film exhibition is and all that, because I honestly think, and I'll just say, like, I definitely think that in order to get people excited to go to the movies, you need to give them an incentive, and it needs to be an all-night exhibition thing. It can't just be like, I'm going to go sit down for 2 hours and watch a movie that I may or may not like. They need to go, they need to eat, they need to be entertained, they need to have drinks, they need to do all this stuff. So it's just one of those things that maybe we are at the death knell of the multiplex, but, you know, that's really up for debate, and it's something, if you have any opinions on that, just like shoot me a text or shoot me a comment below or something. But honestly, I'm just rambling at this point. I don't really have much else to talk about besides this news. I will link the article in the description below. If you want to hear more about this, or just want to hear me more rambling at all, any more box office stuff or anything, I will be making more of these in the future. just make sure to rate and then comment and subscribe for more content like this and other things. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys listening, especially if you got this far. If you got this far, then hashtag MoviePass is awesome, or MoviePass sucks or something, whether you have it or you're interested or anything. So just do that. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a nice day, and bye.